losing a parent. It's very tragic. It doesn't matter how you want to look at it. It's always going to take a hit. But I chose, and we all have that energy and that decision. You choose how you want to move forward. And I have a really great relationship with God as well. And part of my morning routine, going back to it, it's really asking him for guidance.
Morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Welcome back to our platform. I'm your boy Drew. We are Option 4 Podcast. I'm always joined by the second half of the show. GQ Nesto, how you doing today?
What it do? I'm doing great.
Are you feeling good? Feeling a little toasty?
Yeah, a little warm.
Well, it's cold outside. Why are you a little warm?
It's the best. It's the best, You got to keep the heart warm,
All right, for sure. Ladies and gentlemen, all right, when I was in the military, man, we used to go on these long runs, and like we used to have this cadence we used to sing where we would just say mo motivation, right? So ladies and gentlemen, today I got that here with me in the studio, motivation, right? If you're looking for motivation, if you want to be inspired, and not that it's purposely done, it's just real recognize real, you know what I'm saying? Game recognize game, right? But our goals, all right? So, we all arrive here differently. We all have our own paths, but the goal is the same. The goal is to encourage and to inspire, right? If you ever was confused about why we do what we do, it's to encourage and it is to inspire. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the creator, the owner of Azul Swimwear, Miss Jessica Becerra. How you doing?
Hey guys, how are you? Such a pleasure to be here. And like you mentioned, everybody has their own path, and I am so blessed that you guys are part of my path. That I met you guys, and I'm so proud of what you guys are doing, and thank you so much for having me on.
We finally got her. You know what I mean? We finally got her. It's been a year. It's been a year.
No. So, do you got a morning routine? What's the first thing you did when you woke up this morning?
Morning routine is it's a good question, because I work really hard to have a routine. As you mentioned, your military background. My dad was military, so that's where I get my routine. You have to have a routine. You have to be ready to go for the day. Set yourself up. For me, I wake up when everybody's sleeping, usually around 4:30 a.m. That's my go time. I wake up, I go to the gym. Of course, have my coffee first. I love my coffee. I love that moment of just enjoying the taste of my coffee, but also setting my intention for the day. I think it's so important to go into your day with a clear mind, a clear intention of what you want to achieve, and strive to meet those, whatever you have in your heart and your mind for the morning. Make sure that it carries on through the day, despite of whatever goes on. That's the reason of the intention, of setting that intention. So setting that intention, working out, super important for me. I think it just makes me feel stronger. It clears my mind. And we have so much going on every day. We have a lot of different aspects that we deal with: family, friends, business, any dreams that you have. That working out just makes me feel stronger. So working out for sure is part of my morning routine, and then just getting back home and getting ready to attack.
Are you CrossFit? What are Pilates? What are we doing?
So it's
or a mixture?
It's not necessarily. It's not really CrossFit, but it is weightlifting. It's a lot of endurance, how do you call it? It's not the CrossFit. It's
The HIIT, high intensity.
It's kind of the high intensity with a lot of the.
You want to feel it.
You want to feel it.
You want to feel it. That's what she said. Yeah. She's not fucking around. You know.
Yeah, and it's that energy that I get when I do lift weights. It has to be at your max. Obviously, my trainer's like, no, it's not at your max every day, but it's releasing when you do lift really heavy. It's just releasing whatever you have, whatever anxieties, whatever you have going on in your body. You just leave it at the gym. And so I think it's so important.
That's what's up. Now let's go back to this coffee. Let's revisit this. Are you Starbucks? Are you mom and pop shop? Or do you make it Keurig? Or are you doing it your own, grinding your own grounds in the house?
Yeah.
What's your preference?
I love Nespresso. So I have the really amazing machine. And then you have to like special order your coffee, and then creamer, of course, is super important. I love flavor. So, and then in my coffee needs to have like collagen. It's a collagen creamer. Okay. I don't want to get old, so we gotta put some collagen in there. Yeah.
What flavors? What?
I always go for like a vanilla, pretty plain. I mean, standard. Vanilla's cool.
All right, that's what's up. So I know the answer to this question, but like, what is Azul's origin story? How did you come about? I know what you've done before Azul. I know all of that. We're going to get to that. But what was your pathway? Like, was fashion always what you wanted to do?
I was always an entrepreneur. I always had that feeling inside of me of owning something by myself and running something by myself. I just always had the entrepreneurial spirit. But actually, Azul Swimwear crossed into my path, and I wasn't really expecting it. I've never been in the fashion industry. I've never even thought about, if you would have asked me, 10 years ago, oh, you're going to be on New York Fashion Week, you're going to have your collection down, Las Vegas Fashion Week, LA Fashion Week, I would have been like, that's impossible. That was in my, it was never in my cards. I never thought I was going to be there. But things change, and my father, my best friend, my foundation, was diagnosed with cancer about 3 years ago. And, that really changed my path in a good way. So I know, it was very tragic, losing a parent. It's very tragic. It doesn't matter how you want to look at it. It's always going to take a hit. But I chose, and we all have that energy and that decision. You choose how you want to move forward. And I have a really great relationship with God as well. And part of my morning routine, going back to it, it's really asking him for guidance every day, because I can't do it by myself. I can act like I can, but I believe in a higher being that does push you in the right directions. After my father was diagnosed, after 1 year, he went pretty quickly. And when he passed away, I came back from Texas, and I just literally sat on the floor putting away my laundry, and I just was completely broken. I thought, what am I going to do now? I'm a divorced woman. I've got my kids at home. I have my own business, but that's not really what I love to do. I'm just doing it because I'm part of it right now, but that's not really my calling. I didn't feel like that was my calling ever. So manifesting that and really having that conversation with God to guide me and tell me, what am I going to do next? And as I'm putting away my laundry, I thought about, I'm putting away swimwear. Holy shit, I've spent so much money on bikinis. I'm always at the beach. And I realized that I spent a lot of money, and I quickly, my wheels started turning. Like, how much does it cost to make a bikini? Could I manufacture this here in the US? Could I, so that kind of started, of the feelings of coming back to life started stirring within me. Like, okay, maybe I can do something. This is gonna get me out of bed. This is what's gonna get me back to life. So I quickly started working. I got on my computer. I started, contacting like Chinese suppliers. How much does it cost if I do go into China versus the US? What do I want to make out of this? And that is really what got me back to life. Not only got me back to life, but I found myself. I found my power through Azul swimwear. So
that's funny that you say power, right? You found your power. So Azul swimwear embraces the essence of a powerful woman, right? In your opinion, what are the characteristics for a powerful woman, right? Someone who is like shallow may say, oh, that's got to be a woman who owns her own business. And they look down upon a woman who's a housewife. You know what I'm saying? So in your opinion, what does that powerful woman look like? What characteristics?
The powerful woman is a woman that can handle everything. And it could be the housewife. It's handling a lot of hats, putting on a lot of hats, and taking care of the kids and, your husband and yourself. And it's really a woman that knows who she is and is not willing to budge and not willing to take the shortcuts and, taking the shortcuts and losing yourself. It's the woman that really can handle herself at a higher level.
Honestly, that's just a Latina. I'm just saying that I don't know how to explain it. That is exactly a Latina.
But and a lot of Latina moms are like that.
Yeah,
it's the fireness. It's the there's always that. And talking about Latinas and Latino households, there's always that macho, husband and dad figure in the house. And you always look at him like, oh man, he's powerful. But at the end of the day, it's that powerful woman behind him.
Yeah, she's the one that's running the.
Yeah, and not necessarily Latina, but it's that woman behind him that pushes him in the right directions.
It's mostly Latinas. Okay. It's mostly Latinas. I'm just saying, like they're very like, I think because of the whole macho situation. I feel that a lot of Latin women are more inclined to be, obviously they're always trying to be, as I think a lot of women try to be two steps ahead most of the time. But Latinas women, they try to do like 10 steps ahead. They know your coordinates. I'm just saying.
We're a different breed.
And should I say something different? I'm just saying.
I think there's a little bit of that in every culture and every
most definitely.
Andrew knows.
Man. Like I think a powerful woman or a strong woman is very attractive. You know what I'm saying? And not attractive as in like, yo, I'm trying to get at you, but it's what you need in your life, right? Because you on the outside, right? Because we always know that the outside appearance is not always what the inside reflects, exactly. Right? So on the outside, I can be this male dominant figure in the household, right? And I can put the letter of the law down to my kids and to my nieces and my nephews or whatever. And even the siblings or whatever, my brothers and sisters can look up to me because I'm this dominant figure. But when I lay down at night and I'm laying in the bed, whoever's next to me, you know what I'm saying, is who I'm having those conversations with.
Makes a big difference.
You know what I'm saying? That is where it comes from. And it doesn't necessarily have to have a culture or a color to it. It's just a strong woman, and it's not every woman possesses that skill.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
And like you mentioned, it's fashion for me, being in the fashion industry and having amazing swimwear, and it's not about the outside. It never has been for me. As a designer, if I'm going into a model casting call, I'm not looking for the most beautiful woman physically, or if I have a specific look. I'm looking for that energy.
Yeah.
So when she walks out, and if I'm drawn to her energy, and she has a powerful energy, which we all can, really manifest it and have it when we walk into a room. We all have that. That's who I pick. That's that power that I'm looking for. It's not the outside. It's not a specific look. It's really the energy that you bring, and that's what people feel at the end of the day.
Do you think everybody has? Well, okay. I mean, I'll say everybody has that energy, but like, do you think it's a gift? You know what I'm saying? Because those game changers. You can feel that person who walks in a room, and whether it's intended or not, everybody's like, dang, who was that? You know what I'm saying? Like, do you think that's a gift, or is everyone born with it?
I think everybody's born with it. You just have to find yourself.
Oh, you shattered my dreams. I
You
was
have
like,
to-
I was
no,
like,
everybody's
I
born with
thought
that.
I was special.
No, I think everybody's born with that ability. But I can tell you that if I would have walked in a room 10 years ago, I'm a completely different person. Now I feel differently. I found myself. You have to find yourself in order for you to walk in a room and have everybody feel that.
Okay.
No, I mean, it's crazy because I mean, like, I always feel that
Hold on.
I have
wait,
a strong presence.
No. Wait. Yeah, no. So wait, before you say what you say, just remember that. So you saying that you think everybody has an it factor?
She did say that.
Not an it factor. Everybody has the ability to tap into that higher level, that higher ability to draw people. You have to be passionate too. I mean, there's so many components that come with it. That's exactly what I'm saying is finding yourself is really tapping into a lot of that.
So it's a lot of lost people.
So I get
that's exactly what I'm saying.
I get that part,
I feel
but okay. I think once again, I feel my presence is always very strong, and it's weird because it's always with like animals. Animals are drawn to me, and babies. Animals and babies. Like I can literally be at a grocery store, like minding my own business, probably like drunk or probably high or something along the lines where I'm minding my own business. I and then next thing you know, the baby's like, you know what I mean, like ready to like connect with me, and I'm like, what are you doing? You know what I mean? Like, what are you doing? Like,
because you're calm, you're relaxed, and
no, but it's weird because okay, now that's one thing, and then the same thing with like my nieces and nephews. I feel like a lot of them, like, you know, even my sister always says is like she hates it that like, you know, she asks her son, oh, what's your favorite uncle? Oh, Uncle Nesto. Right. He's like, he's an asshole. Why do you like him? You know, and I'm like, I'm not an asshole. Well, maybe sometimes I'm an asshole, but like, you know, I don't try to like intentionally do it, but I just think it's just one of those things where your energies are so vibrant that
right.
that is just it's different. And I don't think that everybody has it, because I can literally, there's certain people that I could like literally, people can pass me by, I don't really care, but then there's certain people that you're like, wait, who's that person? You know?
Maybe you're in the wrong industry then. You need to go into like child development or like, you know,
hell no, I fucking hate kids.
You would thrive there then. That's what that means.
No, hell no, I hate that shit. Like, that sounds like a responsibility. Like, I wouldn't even have a fucking fish. Fuck that. I'm just saying, like, but it's crazy because I'm like, that has zero patience for that shit.
It's all about energy.
Yeah.
It's really what you want to attract. So, you know, you want to attract powerful, you want to attract, you know, this and that. It's really all up to you.
Yeah, but I don't think everybody has it though. I really don't think everybody has
sure
it.
you do,
Yeah.
Ernesto. I think you.
No, I know I do, but I don't think everybody. I don't think everybody else.
Everybody has the ability to get there. You know.
Yeah, because a lot of people are like, they're just mean. They're just walking
Yeah.
around like just stupid in the world. You know, weird.
Gotta ignore all that.
Yeah, ignore all that. All right, so you mentioned that like upon your like creation. Go ahead if you want to take a swig.
All right.
But like you had mentioned like
Cheers.
you had done your research. Like, should I go to China? Should I outsource? Pretty much.
Right.
We don't want to say China. Just should I outsource or should I keep it here in country? I think I read, and correct me if you're wrong, you do everything here in Cali.
Yes.
Why was that your decision, and how does that work?
So, growing up in a military home, you know, my dad being in the military, Army, Vietnam veteran, for me it was the right thing to do to manufacture in the United States. For me to have that American flag next to
America.
all of my creations was super important, and that's really why I was doing it, because of my dad. So
couldn't do the China thing.
There was no other way for me. There was no other way for me. It's you know, being a proud American and having a father that served this country, it was so important for me. And at the end of the day, every time I look at my bathing suits and I do take, you know, a stroll over to my production, I think about him. You know, this is something that he would have loved and he would have been really proud of. It's another drive, and it's another sign for me that I'm doing the right thing, and I wouldn't have it any other way.
I like your response right there. I like it. So let's talk about like I was doing a little. Well, he said his favorite term is I was doing a little bit of research. All right, so I was doing some research, and I know that you exclude some things from your vocabulary. Right, you may not remember this, but you put up a post to where you don't accept no's. You turn those no's into not yet.
It's not
All
my
right?
time.
It's not your time. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that mentality and how are you dealing with that? You know what I'm saying? Because it is, in a sense, like you feel like it's a sense of rejection. You know, especially when you know your heart. You know what I'm saying? And I'm trying to do something positive. I'm trying to do something productive.
Absolutely.
That will not only benefit me, right? Because everybody's like, so what's in it for you?
Right.
Right? Well, this is going to benefit you as well. You know what I'm saying? So let's talk about that mentality. No's and not yet.
I think when you have a strong relationship with God and you understand that it's not really up to you in a lot of situations, I leave it up to him. When it's a no, it's like, okay, God, you take care of it. It might not be, you might be protecting me from something. So a no can be a positive. That wasn't my thing. It's not, that wasn't my opportunity. So I always see the good in everything. And I think part of the you know, accepting not so much a rejection, it's turning it around quickly, because nobody's got time to cry on the corner. Shit, they said no to me. Nobody has time to cry in the corner. I don't have time for that. And I quickly turned it into, it wasn't for me. It just wasn't for me. There's got to be something else that's for me. We got to keep pushing. And if it maybe was for me, maybe it's not the right timing. It's going to come. So patiently waiting. You know, those like powerful tigers, animals, they're just patiently waiting. That's me. I'm just waiting. I'm just waiting. And if it's a no, it's okay. There's going to be another one. And it's constantly knocking on doors. And there's going to be a yes. It's just a numbers game. There's going to be a yes. So I'm just waiting for those yeses.
So now, with you being coming from a military family background, what is something that you would tell other families that obviously have a military background and that are dealing with I don't know how it went with you, but obviously people in the military, there's always the moving parts, and it can take a toll on the family. So especially the upbringing and dealing with that and dealing with that. What is something that you would kind of like advise women that are going through that, young women that are going through that, and how to navigate to achieve what you want to achieve? And obviously, you're a great example of getting things done and living your dreams, your things that obviously popped up. So what would you say on that?
I think in any tough situation, you have an option on how you want to maneuver through it. Growing up in a military family wasn't easy. There was a lot of good. The structure of it came in handy. But on the flip side, we had to deal with a father that had PTSD, very severe. We had to struggle with not having enough to eat at home because he's the father figure, and he's waiting on his benefits, so he can't work. So we're a U.S. family with a minimum wage coming in, and I was that family that opened the refrigerator. We didn't have enough to eat. We didn't have the clothes, what young teenage girls wanted, makeup and all of this. Like we didn't grow up with that. It was the low income family, limited resources, watching your dad really struggle mentally, with a lot of addiction and medication that the VA would send, and all these things going on. And as a kid, you're looking at this. I chose to look at it in a positive way again. My dad was reacting to what was going on in his mind and in his world. And I feel like love is the answer to everything. We love the hell out of him. Didn't matter if he would come in upset and he would have these highs and lows. I feel like love conquered everything, and it was that family unit of, we're all gonna like take care of you, Dad. It's okay if we're not making it. It's okay if there's not enough food. We're gonna get older and we're gonna get out of this. We're gonna start working, and everything kind of all the pieces of the puzzle kind of came together, as we all grew up. But it's always having that mindset of love and looking at it in a different way. You have to step away from that situation and analyze it. And it's taking that, again, going back to that tiger. You're just kind of in the background and really observing what is going on. And I think for me, I'm really passionate about giving back now that I have the opportunity to work with a lot of nonprofits and really make a difference with my connections and linking community leaders with nonprofits and really giving back. It comes from all of that. It comes from those tough times of not having anything and standing in line at the Salvation Army for, my clothes for the year. Picking out jackets when the girls were out shopping at the mall. We were, going to Salvation Army and picking up our food at, different shelters. It was crazy, but your mind has a lot of power. It's knowing that that's temporary. You're gonna grow up, and then you'll have that opportunity to make it different, not just for yourself, but for your family. So it's a lot of it is mindset and choosing how you want to perceive those tough times.
How rewarding is it to you to look where you come from? You know what I'm saying? And see the powerful woman, successful woman that you are today. You know what I'm saying? Like, do you ever be like in the mirror, like popping your collar, like, yo, like, I did that?
I I want to say I did that, but in reality, it wasn't just me. It's a whole team all the time. You know, it's in anything good that you do. There's always a lot of those people that push you in the right direction, that give you good advice. You know, the amazing friends that you have, your family. It's never just about me. You know, it's so much more than that.
That's what's up. Now, thinking of the swimwear and all your collections and stuff like that, walk us through the process. Like, how do you select your fabrics? How do you go through your colorways, your color schemes? Like, what's your creative process?
So for me, it starts with a theme. You know, I have for an example, like the Sahara collection or the Cleopatra collection. You know, I visually see a theme and an energy behind it. So you have to start with, what do you want to bring out to the world? What do you want to show? So for instance, the Sahara collection, it was, the colors came right away with knowing that it's all about the deserts around the world. You know, it's the beige and the light colors and the light browns and all those colors. So it just kind of starts flowing, but you've got to know exactly what you visualize down the runway. It's your theme first of all. So then everything else kind of falls into place with the colors, and then understanding that, you know, for Azul swimwear, it's really important that fabric selection has to be top notch. You know, it's a luxury brand. So making sure that the fabric is anti-chlorine and anti-microbial and SPF protection. And so all these qualities have to be there. You can't, you know, budge from that. So then it kind of limits you to what kind of fabrics you choose. So it's little steps that you take, but having that visualization at first of what you really wanting to see down that runway.
Is there like a policy or a standard? And forgive me if it's like I don't want to say a dumb question, just an unknown question, right? So is there a standard like on what fabrics to use for swimwear? You know what I'm saying? Do you have to stick with a certain type?
Yeah, I mean, of course they need to withstand the, you know, chlorine if you're in the pool or if you're out in the sun, and really it just depends what kind of a brand you are. For me, luxury brand means if you're gonna buy something at X amount of dollars, it better last you 20 times at the beach, 20 times at the, you know, 50 times in the pool with chlorine. That's what a luxury brand means for me. And that's what I'm trying to achieve through the fabrics. The fabric selection is super important. Design is important, but I feel like fabric has to be number one, because that's what's going to get your swimwear worn so many different times. Not only that, but for me, it's really important that when you buy a swimsuit from Azul Swimwear, you can also turn it around and wear it as a bodysuit. So I wear a lot of my one pieces when I'm having meetings, and you just put on a blazer. Like, that's really, yeah, I mean, if you're spending an X amount of dollars on something, you want to get the most use out of it. Okay. Especially on a swimsuit, you can turn it around and wear it, you know, in the office.
Is this one today?
Actually, no.
Oh, I was about to say, like, what?
No, I usually do, but I mean, it's something similar to this.
Okay, all right. So speaking of your collections, out of the Cleopatra, out of the Sahara, and out of, was it the Angelino?
Right.
Right. Which one was your favorite and why?
I think I'm gonna gear for the Angelino collection. This was the most recent one that I released, and it's because it's a lot more coverage, and I feel like a lot of women were asking for that. The other collections were very showstoppers with the fabric that I used and the colors that I used, But I feel like the Angelino collection is more geared to the everyday woman, you know, the moms that want to be at the pool with the kids but don't want to show everything, and they want to be a little bit more conservative. So we have a lot of those designs in the Angelino collection.
Okay. All right. Which one presented the most challenge? Maybe logistically, maybe creatively, maybe even personally, like where you was in a spot where you was like, dude, I'm not really feeling it, but I gave myself a deadline and I need to produce.
I think the first collection for sure, the Cleopatra collection, it's the first collection that I ever made and created and designed. And there was a lot of learning curves. You know, again, I didn't go to a fashion school. I learned everything that I've learned so far by making a lot of mistakes. And that's what a lot of people don't talk about. I made so many mistakes, and I learned going down and visiting the wrong manufacturers and realizing they're just not somebody I want to work with, or fabrics, or, you know, just every aspect of learning was the Cleopatra collection. So
was she a shit show? Or what do you mean?
No, the end product wasn't a shit show.
No. But I'm talking about Cleopatra. Was she a shit show?
No, she was actually.
She must have been a shit show.
That's the reason why.
No. She must have been a shit show, but then turned out to be amazing. She was a shit show, but amazing.
She was a very powerful woman. Very powerful, inspirational.
What?
You've got to watch her.
We'll talk about it off
mic,
bro.
Yeah.
Oh.
She was.
No, I'm just saying you gotta fail to make it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No, bro. Yeah. No. All right. Let's bring it back to like reality, right? And not saying we're not talking about reality, because we're talking about what you do, but we know that you're powerful and that you're successful, and you have a train of thought. You know what I'm saying? Your relationship to the higher power with God has gotten you through a lot, you and your family, right? Because it's collective. But when life is good, it's good, right? Whether you're running a successful swimwear business or you're a teacher in a classroom somewhere, right? We're all human, and we have those ups and downs, and we have those challenges. What helps you through those challenges, and how do you maintain your focus?
I think when you have a why behind everything that you do, it just carries you through the bad parts and the tough parts. You know, I really believe in visualization. I visualize myself in a certain spot. I mean, detailed. So when you go through all of this, you know, it could be a negative situation. It could be just something that you weren't really expecting was going to happen. I stick to my why am I doing this? Where do I see myself? For me, it's really important. Money, I'm not driven by money. That's not why I'm doing what I'm doing. You know, it never has been. I don't do things because I have that end dollar sign at the end. For me, it's I want to be a successful company where I employ a lot of people and everybody that's working for me is happy. Why? Because I come from an immigrant mother that worked at the hotels and didn't have that experience. You know, you have so many of these situations where you have people, amazing, hardworking people that don't have that opportunity, and I want to create that. So when you have a strong, why am I doing this?
I don't know why.
You have to have that why. If you don't have it, then why are you doing it? You know, so.
Now I know navigating this industry can be challenging, right? As with any industry, whether it's corporate or whatever, fashion, it doesn't matter. Like, people are people sometimes difficult. How, and then if you're like goal driven and if you're like passionate about what you're doing, I don't want to say you wear your heart on your sleeve, right? But like, dude, like, you know what I'm saying? So how, yeah, you kind of do, right? How are you maintaining your mental health?
Again, I think when you have a structure and you wake up and you have your intentions and you dedicate your that time to God and that higher being, it centers you right away. It centers you right away, and then you're able to see everything else, everything around you a lot clearer. But you have to have that time to reflect and have, sometimes it takes, sometimes if you're not able to do it, have those people around you that pull you in the right direction or kind of tell you, hey, this isn't good for you, or, so it's not just about you. Again, it's always about the people that you choose to surround yourself with.
Who is that really reality check for you? And you know what I'm saying, your go-to, like, Jessica, that's not it. Who is that person for you?
To be honest with you, it has to be God. I have those conversations with him. I might not hear him most of the time, but I do feel it. I feel it. Another person might be my daughter. I mean, she's
a thug. She's a thug. I ain't gonna lie.
I have to say,
well-raised daughter right there. I tell you that much.
She's really like.
I seen her in action.
I call her my mom. She's like my mom. She's my mom.
She don't fuck around.
No, she's, I was a very young mom. I had her when I was in my really early 20s. And I grew up with her. I really grew up with her, making mistakes as a mom and not knowing what I was doing. But looking back, she was there for a reason. She was there for a reason, and she keeps me in check. I kept her in check for so long. She keeps me in check now. Like, hey, Mom, watch out for this. Maybe this isn't the right situation for you, or think about this, so I go to her for a lot of things.
The vibes that you throw, the vibes that Jessica throws is like, you're the kind shark. Like, you know what I mean? Like, like, you know what I mean? You'll get shit done, but you're kind. You know what I mean? Because there's people out there that are like fucked up, and then they're sharks.
Right.
Like, she's a kind shark. And I mean, since I met you, I think it's always been a click, and like, trust me, I wear my heart on my sleeves. Yeah. And I'm pretty sure like a lot of people, like, either they're gonna love me or they're gonna hate me. Right. And I just always felt like you always had the purity of it. Like, you're not here to, like, obviously chase the clout or anything. You're here to do something bigger than you.
Exactly.
And you wear that shit on your sleeves 100%. Like, that's why I say kind shark. like she'll fucking eat you, but she's kind.
Yeah.
All right. All right.
I'm not here to play around. You're right.
You're gonna kill me, but I'm gonna accept the killing. Like, it's cool. I deserve this, right? No. A lot of people will be intimidated with someone of your level of success. You know what I'm saying? And like your aura. You know what I'm saying? The power that you possess. So does that mean like you don't wash dishes? What does this mean?
I wear all the I wear all the hats.
You wear all the
hats.
Clean
toilets.
I just asking.
But that's part of having that kind of upbringing.
Yeah.
It kind of shows you to be the caretaker, be this, be that. You have to be able to, and you have to want to wear all of those hats in order to be successful.
You're like Tupac's mom.
Yeah, you have to.
Black Panther.
I mean, there's no other way.
Yeah.
One day I won't, but for now, I've got to wear all the hats. It's important.
Hey, that's pretty dope. It's a lot easier said than done, 100%.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Yeah.
People who don't know you would assume what about you? What do most people get wrong about you?
I think because I do wear my heart on my sleeve. They underestimate me. I am a shark. I do want it. I want it bad enough, but I'm willing to do things the right way. I think a lot of people think, oh, she's doing all this charity work and she's so nice.
They've already said that shit.
I am. Yeah.
Really? Damn.
No, I am.
Fucking gossiping.
But I want it bad enough to where, and I always tell this to my daughter and my son. I might not be the smartest person in the room, but I will outwork anybody. I will not sleep until I get it done.
Integrity.
It's integrity, but that's how bad I want it. You know, when you want it, you will make it happen. And I'm willing to make it happen under my terms, which is the right way. You know, not cutting any corners. And there's a lot of people in this industry that will cut a lot of corners. I'm not willing to do that because then that taps into my integrity and who I am. And I'm not willing to put that on the chopping block. I'm just not. That's not something that I'm going to do.
I think we had this conversation before on your pathway to success, right? So you can achieve it, whatever it looks like, because success looks different for everyone. But you're gonna sit there one day and think about how you got there. You know what I'm saying? So if you went and you were taking advantage of people and you weren't so honest in your business, you know what I'm saying? Is it really worth it? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's almost like you have the person with the $1 million house or the $2 million house, but they're in there by themselves.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
What's the point?
What is the true
If
definition
you can't share
of
it.
not just success? It's happiness.
I would say
say
fulfillment.
peace.
Fulfillment.
For me, it's peace.
Exactly. I feel like it's the fulfillment that a person feels. How do you achieve that?
Because I think when you're fulfilled, I feel that you're in capabilities of giving without having to ever think like I'm giving. You know what I mean? You're fulfilled. So at this point, you giving is more something of on the lines of like, this is what I need to do versus oh my God, this is what I just had to do. You know? And
you know, you saying that really made me think about my childhood because we didn't have anything, but yet my dad was always giving. And that's what I always saw. You know, I'm like, Dad, why are you giving this away? Or why are you helping this person? We don't have enough, you know, for ourselves. And he would always help, even though we were in a really bad situation. He was always giving. So for me, I just grew up not knowing any other way. You just give. You're not expecting anything back. When you give out of your heart, you just walk away from it and you feel good. You know, you're not, I don't expect anything back. But I feel like that's part of the good and the bad. When you talk about childhood, I chose to remember those things. Not the beatings or not the bipolarness of you know, a PTSD veteran and I chose not to remember any of it. Yes, I carry it with me, but I remember those important things of really helping out others when you don't even have anything. How crazy is that?
I think it takes a special person to have that mentality.
Yeah.
I think that's just something you're born with. You know what I'm
think
saying?
so?
Yeah, because if you think about it, then everybody will be doing it.
Everybody can do it.
No, you're right.
No.
Everybody can.
Everybody can do it.
Everybody can, but everybody is not.
Yeah.
Right.
And then the people that do, I think that's because they're just built different. You see the bigger picture. I wouldn't say I'm the most giving person, but like I've been there and done a lot for a lot of people, and it's not reciprocated, but I don't see it that way. But sometimes I think and I'm like, well, wait a minute. Like, dude, like, you know.
That's after I tell him, like, why the fuck are you being Mother Teresa?
Yeah, no, because
I'm like, what the fuck? I'm not gonna lie. I'm the one that be like, bro,
You got
really?
him on your circle.
Yeah, that's
I was like, no,
Yeah.
they don't deserve shit. Like,
Yeah.
why are you fucking giving shit?
But I
Like,
I don't know, man. Like here we go again. We talked about it like 3 times today. I just think when you have like this positive like mindset on whatever I'm working on is for the good, then I'm gonna just do it and I'll just hope that things work out in the end. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like putting in the work. You're not going to reach your goals if you don't put in the work. So I say, all right, well, Jesus was taken advantage of. So all
No,
right, you know what I'm saying?
Well, you
But
know
see,
what?
that's it.
That is not how it works. That's not how it works, because you know the difference between somebody that you feel like, I mean, I'm all about vibes, right?
Yeah.
And I feel like there's certain people that I will instantly like, and there's certain people that I will instantly, not, I wouldn't say hate, but instantly I would be like,
Kinda move
no,
away, right.
no. And every time that I tell him, like, no, it doesn't add up. No, it doesn't add up. He's like, bro, you need to just stop. You're an arrogant bastard yourself. I'm like, yes, I agree. But the only difference is that I admitted to it.
Yeah.
Other people just come in and then they try to be nice about it. And he always falls for it. And I'm like,
But
bro.
that's what makes you guys an amazing team, is that you have a completely different mindset, and you look at things differently, and that's what you need to make something successful too.
Yeah.
Is when you have that right person next to you, and we're talking about that shark and the macho head of the household, and then that wife. You need that balance, and it sounds like you guys have that.
He don't listen though.
That's a
He
whole
don't.
other-
He don't listen though, because I mean, I think that's the huge difference is that, like, when you make certain decisions in that way, because we're here to serve, right? But at the same time, in my head, I'm like, we're serving the right people. we ain't serving stupid people. And he's over here trying to fucking serve everybody. And so I'm like, I would rather like
Quality over quantity.
Yes. And I feel like sometimes you're gonna get disappointed, and if I could avoid that, if I could avoid being disappointed about me doing the greater good, and me knowing that I'm not even in the position of doing that, like, I would rather, like, pick wisely. And he doesn't think that way. He thinks like, oh, fuck it, that's the godly thing to do. But I'm like, you know,
but sometimes it pans out.
Jesus did get crucified. Right? So I'm like,
but no, I think it brought it more along the lines of regardless of, you want everything to work out, right, in your favor, but the reality is it doesn't.
Right.
But I know as long as my intentions were good and my efforts were good, then it may not come back to me on this, but it will.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't really worry about.
You're at peace.
Yeah, I don't really worry about, like, oh, this person, like, well, I'm gonna take that back. I do look at people and just be like, oh man, this girl's like full of crap.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, nah, just something's not right.
Right.
But after having conversations with him, he looks.
I'm transactional.
Yeah,
remember?
he's like,
You're a shark.
like it's instant. You know what I'm saying? Not even a conversation or anything.
Yeah.
At least I'll have the conversation and be like,
You're
I
willing
don't know.
to entertain it.
Well, let's see how this pans out. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, if I feel like I'm doing something positive, then I'm gonna just roll with it. But I'm not out here helping everybody. Yeah. But I do wish that, as hard as I've worked for other people, I wish there was people like that in our corner. I wish there was a Drew and Nesto in our corner, because we put in a lot of work for a lot of people. And it's just like, dude, like, we didn't even ask for anything, And then when it comes to us, like, hey, this is what we're trying to do. Yeah. And it's just like, crickets, hello?
That's why I tell him all the time, like, instantly, like, I could literally just see a person walking and I can instantly be like, no.
That's a superpower.
Because
I've had to develop it over the years, and that's barely like at a maybe 20%. But there's people like you where you're able to identify, the red flags and see all of that.
And that's why I wear shades, because they can't see. They can't see shit. I see the whole fucking thing coming at us.
Shades.
All right, let's reel it back in. All right, Jessica, think back to your favorite day, memory, whether it's childhood, adulthood, don't matter, right? Think back to your most favorite day. If you can remain in that moment forever, would you?
No, life would pass me by. I wouldn't stay there. You can't stay stagnant anywhere. But I keep it in my files, and you always have to go back to those moments. My moment was like 4th of July in Texas. We'd go up to the roof, my sisters and my dad would be, listening to oldies. We'd be, looking up at the sky, singing along to like Selena songs and like all these oldies. And it was just perfect. It was just quiet. You had all the people you love around you, and you were literally just dreaming about, like my future. Like, what is it gonna look like? Wow. Yeah. I don't want to stay there forever. Obviously, you can't.
But that was a dope moment.
But that was a moment that was just perfect for me.
Fucking Yolanda Saldivar. I think she's about to come out like.
I don't know.
I think she's about to come out next year. Fuck that bitch. I just say fucked up a moment.
Yeah, I mean, she kind of. Yeah, she's like the most hated person right now.
Yeah, she is.
Yeah.
She's been that way for a while.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, as we come to the conclusion of our show, we always open up the microphones table to our guests and to our hosts to leave any parting words of wisdom or anything you would like to share. First, I would like to thank you. Thank you for being here. It means a lot to the both of us. But if there's anything you want to share with the listeners and the viewers, this is your opportunity. Please let them know where they can find you and where they can buy all this wonderful swimwear as well.
Definitely go on to my website, Azzul, Azzul, swimwear.com. And of course, on IG, Azzul Swimwear, Azzul.swimwear. You can find everything there, all my new collections. Actually, a men's line has just been posted on there, so definitely check it out. But I definitely want to give you guys a big thank you. What you guys do is so much more than what you think. Businesses like me and brands that are trying to grow, or just people that are trying to tell their story. Your platform allows us to be able to tell our story, and that's huge. So keep doing what you're doing. You guys are amazing. I think you guys make an amazing team, and I am so excited to see what you guys are going to be doing in 2025. It's a big year. It's already here pretty much. So I'm really excited to watch you guys grow as well, and I'm just really thankful to be here.
Dope. Appreciate that once again. GQ Nesto.
Well, definitely thank you, Jessica. We definitely appreciate you coming in. I think it's like Drew said it in the beginning, inspiration. Those are the vibes you throw, and those are the vibes we want to throw to our platform, because one way or another we could always inspire each other, and nothing's gonna be pretty, but eventually something is gonna hit. Numbers don't lie. Keep going at it, and thank you for listening, and yeah, that would be it.
For sure.
Thank you guys.
And they said it all. Y'all can't see me on camera, but hey, once again, we appreciate you, Jessica, for your time, and it's an honor, what I'm saying, to speak with someone like you. What I'm saying? We've had our own conversations and stuff, especially dealing with OC Fashion Week, right?
Oh, yeah.
What I'm saying? Yeah. So I was trying to hold it down and make everybody happy, but we really appreciate it. And I would say, if something is on your heart, then go for it. Because if it's on your heart, that means it's worth it. All right, but we love you, we thank you, and we see you guys next time. I'm your boy Drew. We out. Peace.